Hello and welcome, Lynx here. We are playing the last matches, even the brightest flame. Yeah, 11:45 p.m. downtown. We did not change days, but we did change hours. And, well, it was sort of decided by me that was the one to separate the episodes. Let's see how it goes for Poppy. Hopefully we can see some turnaround for the better. Poppy lost count of the matches she'd struck by now. The motion becoming automatic with her cold fingers and snow-soaked clothing. Even if it was just 5 seconds, even if it was the same meal over and over again, she couldn't help wishing for that evening. When her father was kind, when there was more food than she had ever seen laid out before her. But as she strikes the next match. A beautiful decorated Christmas tree reflects in the flame. Yo, this seems like a fire hazard. They actually put like proper candles on a Christmas tree. Dude, it's like a fire, literally asking for a fire there. Polished ornaments. Carefully hang candles, figures of angels on each branch. Who knows, maybe those ornaments are not only polished, but also from Poland. That was not funny at all, but whatever. Well, to be fair, I do have a company near me that doesn't really produce it themselves. They get the good decorations from China and sell it over here. I don't like that company. I worked there for a little bit. It was terrible. And at the very top, a decorated star painted in a reflective gold paint to give it a warm shine as it bounced back the glow of the lights around it. Meanwhile, me, as per usual, see how I'm getting annoyed by the fact that the mic is in a different position somehow. It's like someone gets here, for some reason changes its position and whatever. What? I don't understand. Poppy has gotten used to seeing images in the flame from her distant past. But this... Curious, Poppy forced herself on her shaky legs to take a few steps out of the alcove. Honestly, I wonder... Do you think she would be accepted back... She would be accepted back if she, like, ran away from her father? I think they would allow her to stay again with the other kids, right? Who knows, for? The tree the flame matches the one down the street in the town square. Squinting at the tree in the flame, she recognizes herself walking up to the biggest tree. 1 month ago, downtown. It was at the beginning of December. The month of Christmas had just started, but people were already on the main street at all the hours of the day to shop for gifts for their loved ones. Yeah? I mean, to be honest, that's how it should be done. I'm not gonna lie, I sometimes feel like even starting a month before Christmas might be a bit late when it comes to Christmas shopping and gift shopping and so on. The mayor had talked about doing this for years, so no one took him too seriously, and the townsfolk were pleasantly surprised when his plan was finally put in motion this year. 3 large trees were set up in the town square, perfectly decorated by a designated team of expert designers. Oh boy. If you think about it, now if someone was like, hey, expert designer, design us some design for a tree. in 21st century, I feel like if some supposed expert were to get to it, they would ruin it. So when the candles were all lit for the first time on December 1st, everyone applauded his genius and vision. Yeah, not that it's, again, a fire hazard, they're totally not. And it's not like a looking totally like the one in the store, right? Except for the candles. Sales went up as people flocked to the square nightly from both his town and neighboring ones to see the spectacle. Even Poppy was drawn to the beautiful lights and the warmth of the atmosphere despite the chilly weather. She was selling matches in the evening too, but like everyone else took a break as the sun went down to see the candles on the trees being lit.
How beautiful! We should have one in our home too!
We do have one.
We should have one this big!
We could put it in the yard.
I want it!
The child points at a small wrapped ball of chocolate tied to one of the branches.
No, you can't just eat foods you find in trees. We'll stop by the chocolate store before we return home.
Poppy couldn't help giggling at the exchanges she heard around her.
Everyone's so sweet and happy.
Seeing the crowd shift, Poppy skipped towards the tree in the center, taking the chance to admire the lights and decorations up close.
Wow, they really have chocolates up there. Are we not allowed to take one? Why else would they put it up there?
With a mischievous chuckle, Poppy reached to grab the chocolate. Oh yeah, what you think?
Eee!
Started by Yale, Poppy flinched and shrunk back. She turned to find the source of the voices of one of the workers in uniform come marching up to her. What you think? You can't touch that!
Oh, I'm sorry. I just looked so nice.
Look, just get out here. You're blocking the view for everyone else.
But, what? But there's no one...
She trailed off. It doesn't make any sense. The square was absolutely packed with people who came to watch the trees being lit for the night. Yet there was hardly anyone around her. A quick look around told her that there was indeed still a huge crowd in the square, but everyone was bundled around to the other sides of the main tree. They still laughed and smiled and pointed at the lights above them, but they occasionally cast a glance at Poppy, whom a rather large ring had formed around. God damn it. What a bunch of piece of shit.
Oh, right.
She curled her lips inward and nodded at the man, who also looked down at her with contempt.
I'll stand aside.
Do your begging elsewhere. People are actually trying to make sense this month.
Right, of course, I'm sorry.
Then what are you doing here? Scram!
Yeah.
I mean, she was not begging for. She was trying to sell her own stuff, right? Poppy hurried away from the center of the square, a path opening up for her as she ran through the crowd.
So to make you do all the hard work.
Nonsense, it's what I'm here for. Please enjoy your holiday shopping. Poppy found a corner of the square to sit. It was out of sight from the store entrances, so no one came out to shoo her away. Still, the people who walked past her either turned away in disgust or gave her one glance and pretended not to see her as they got lost in the glitz and glamour of the evening.
Me too. I can't believe I get lost in the sparkles too.
With a laugh, Poppy leaned her head against one hand and stared up at the Christmas tree. Look, trees, losing herself in the sounds of laughter and smiles. For a bit she could pretend that. Poppy?
Hey?
Poppy opened her eyes at the sound of her name and saw.
Hey?
Poppy drops the match from her hands. The flame goes out in an instant as it hits the snow. In the darkness, Poppy tries to gather her wits because
that didn't happen. I sat alone and watched. I wished I could go home, go there with Mom and Dad and Grandma. I wish I could go there with someone holding me close. But I sat alone. He didn't come for me. Right?
Puppy, is it Puppy, right? Puppy blinked up at the young man smiling at her, slightly out of breath from running through the crowd to reach her. He was taller, face more slender, and no longer dressed in thin and patched clothing, but it was unmistakable.
Rudy?
I'd recognize the hair color anywhere. The thought brought a small smile to her lips. She stood and took a better look at him. Puppy knew that Rudy had been adopted into a fairly well-off family, and he certainly grew to look it. The cleanly worn clothing was a far cry from how Puppy was dressed. Yeah. Holy crap, his fingers are crazy long. What the hell? I mean, to be fair, hers are as well, which I have not mentioned before, but...
Ah! It's you! I'm so glad! I'm so sorry I never came back to find you!
Yeah, you broke your promise, you bastard. How dare you?
I honestly tried to, but took months before my parents let me leave the house. And when I didn't, I was late. They said your father already left with you. He didn't leave an address with the orphanage, so I didn't know where to look for you. Puppy saw me wrong.
Wolf, he's talking to her.
Ah, what an eyesore. He's really going to give man to her. He must be more desperate than her.
Should you really be talking to me?
What?
Rudy seemed to finally notice his surroundings for the first time. A quick glance at the crowd that formed a distance away from Puppy showed the disdain in their eyes. Haughty expressions looked down on both him and Puppy.
You're well off, right? Your parents were good to you, right? Why would you talk to me?
Puppy, what's gotten into you? You know I don't care about any of that. You've changed quite a bit.
I'm not going to say you have the wrong person. Let's go.
I haven't changed that much.
The disappointment in Rudy's voice made Poppy pause and reconsider everything she had just said. It wasn't his fault the crowd reacted the way they did, but she took it out on him.
I haven't changed that much.
Her eyes drifted down to their shoes. The words clumsy in her mouth as her face heated up.
I'm sorry for saying all that. Well, I don't blame him for walking away now.
I'm sorry too.
Poppy snapped her head up in surprise.
What? What for?
For making you feel bad, for springing up on you all of a sudden, for never coming back to find you,
You don't have to apologize for any of that.
Then you don't have to apologize for earlier either.
That's not the same.
How's that any different? We both upset each other. Oh, I did worse things, didn't I?
No, that's not how it is. Don't let... Ah, how frustrating. He's not the same and he didn't do a single thing wrong. Why can't I get him to see that? He's laughing.
You're right. You haven't changed that much at all. Let me make it up to you, please.
I thought you said we don't have anything to apologize for to each other.
Oh, so you agree then? But like I said, I have a lot more to apologize for. To tell you the truth, Poppy, even though it's been years, I haven't stopped thinking about you.
Ooh. Hey?
You were impossible to forget, even when I tried. You got me through those days in the orphanage. No one else would talk with me, you know.
I didn't know.
I got terrible job to be away from the place for a little longer. So when you start talking with me back then, it made me really happy. I wish so often that things didn't end the way it did.
Don't say that, you got adopted into a happy family, come on man.
But would it be horrible of me to say that I'd still prefer to have been with you? Nice! I mean, I understand this guy.
Huh, I'd say you'd be lying and it'd be one more thing for you to apologize for. Don't laugh, I'm scolding you.
Sorry.
You're never going to stop apologizing to me at this rate.
Well, that's enough about me. What have you been... Both of them jumped as a sharp radio drone bellowed from an accordion from across the square, causing all the heads to turn towards the corner adjacent to them. Neither of them had noticed, but chairs were set up on a small platform in that corner. A group of men had arrived with instruments in hand.
Oh.
They tested a few notes and quickly burst into an energetic waltz, making the whole crowd burst into laughter and smiles. As Pop began to clap along, a few kids ran out to dance in front of the stage. Adults soon followed, young men asking their partners out to dance as the crowd made room for them.
Wouldn't it be nice to...
But the rejection she received less than an hour ago was still fresh in her mind. And she what rejection? And she wrung her hands in front of her, doing her best to keep her smile up for everyone around her. You mean how she was kind of shunned away from the tree? That's the rejection, I mean? No need to be a spoilsport.
Do you like the music?
Ah.
What do you think of dancing?
Oh, they look like they're having a lot of fun.
Poppy, we must if you'd like to dance with me.
Hey? What?
Would you like to dance with me?
Hey?
She heard him ask, but she couldn't quite register the question.
Poppy!
She hesitantly looked down at herself, dressed in rags and dull, tattered clothing. Her eyes drifted back to Rudy. Neat and pristine, perfectly fitting for this evening.
I should say no. Remember how they all looked at him when they saw him talking with me?
So her eyes shifted to the dancing couples, the music that flowed through the square. Rudy with his handsome face, warm, tanned skin, and beautiful eyes. She wanted this. She definitely did. But still.
Yeah.
Let's go! The words slipped out, soft and barely audible from lips and parted in a tiny smile. Which was quite a contrast to Rudy, who beamed as soon as he heard the word. Great, let's go.
What?
He took her hand and pulled her in the crowd, unable to contain his excitement. In comparison, all Poppy could do was stutter and stumble as she followed behind him, unable to bring herself to look away from the floor. They were trying to get rid of me less than an hour.
They were trying to get rid of me less than an hour ago.
Actually, it might have been less than 5 minutes, but...
Is it really okay to come running back in?
Nervous, she snuck a glance at Rudy and found him laughing and smiling about her.
What was that? What was that? My heart just beat out of order.
She averted her gaze just as Rudy came to a sudden stop, causing Poppy to crash into him.
I'm sorry.
Not at all. I'm sorry for moving so fast. This is as good place as any, don't you think? Turning to face Poppy directly, Rudy took both her hands in his. Poppy blinked, not quite knowingly what to do with her hands. From the corner of her eye, she saw couples raising their hands together and laughing as they danced. Looking back at how her hands connected with Rudy, she felt her face flush and quickly looked away, taking her hands out of his. But Rudy held fast. Also, I got info about some game right now from the Google store. The heck, this actually looks nice. It's a gacha for, that's the problem. So, I doubt I will play it. I mean, might as well register for it, whatever. Yeah, sure. I don't mind. I have maybe not so many, but I have a few games installed on the phone and I don't play them.
Do you?
Well,
sorry, wrong voices.
I have to...
I have to hold both your hands to dance.
Do you?
Well,
He unwound his right hand with her left.
it depends on the dance, but everyone's waltzing the music.
He shifted her right hand his shoulder and pulled her close with his other hand on her waist. Poppy jolted, causing her to lean to Rudy, and as he chuckled softly in her ear, her heart jumped wildly in her chest.
I hope he doesn't feel my heart beating that hard.
I bet he's the same. Slowly, step by step, Rudy moved, leading Poppy through the crowd. Despite her reluctance to hold hands earlier, it was all she could do to cling onto him, doing her best to hide her bright red face from him by staring at her feet.
Poppy. You know, when you're dancing, you can't look at the ground.
Oh, but I don't want to step on your feet.
It's okay if you do.
Hey!
Poppy was so surprised by the response she actually looked up at Rudy, and found the brave taken out for it. Rudy had grown to be handsome, Poppy thought that immediately upon seeing him, but he had been in a corner of the square in the darkening evening.
I mean, to be quite fair, she looks freaking beautiful as well herself. I mean, let's face it.
But in the center of the square, warm candlelight reflecting off his hair and eyes, music floating around them as they stepped in beat with the tune. He absolutely glowed. Poppy averted her eyes again, but found she couldn't keep her eyes away from Rudy.
I love the way his eyes change color in the light.
Even though it was in her own head, Poppy felt embarrassed for the cliché thought.
It's more fun to look up when you're dancing than worry about your feet. So keep your eyes on me, okay?
Poppy, still wide-eyed, nodded absent-mindedly.
Okay.
She couldn't help feeling that everything about this moment was too perfect. Here, dancing under the pine needles, illuminated by hundreds of candles wavering in the frosty air, the atmosphere brightened by song. Did she really belong here? Was she allowed to be here? The thought still whispered to her in the back of her mind, but step by step, little by little, twirling amongst the crowd, listening to their laughter. She could believe it too. The music made her light on her feet, and Rudy beside her made her feel safe. Before she realized it, Poppy found herself smiling and laughing along with everyone else as she held onto Rudy's arms and let him sway and step to the music with her.
There you go, now you have it.
She didn't have the first idea about dancing, and maybe Rudy did. She couldn't completely tell, but he sure acted like he did. It was strangely sweet, bright and warm, and it made her heart soar. She hadn't felt this earnestly happy in... She couldn't remember. It didn't matter. Under the sparkling ornaments, barely in tune with the festive music, all that mattered was that she felt happy in this moment. The candles shine brightly on each branch above her, unwavering and burning onwards, continuing the magic for her evening. Even as the music died down, everyone continued to laugh and Poppy continued to dance with Rudy.
Hey, Poppy. Would you mind meeting up again?
Hey?
I'd like to spend time with you again, if you don't mind. Would you want to see me again? Anytime we do, we can meet up again here. We can go dancing or do anything you like.
I would...
Oh yeah, and then the reality sinks in, huh?
Love that. I really would have. But that didn't happen. He didn't ask me. None of this happened. On that day, all I did was sit alone as the band played. I just wished. I just wished.
Huh. Surrounded by everyone's happiness. She just wished. And wished to be like them. Happy with family. Happy with a lover. Dancing. Accepted by everyone else and allowed to have fun. But it didn't happen. 11:50. Wow, it's only been 5 minutes. Fizz. The match fizzles out before the stick burns out.
Huh?
What happened to light? The warmth?
Oh, why? Why are my hands wet?
She looked around and...
Why is the street so blurry? It's snowy, but do I have some in my...
She reached out to rub her eyes and finds her fingers coming away wet and soaked.
Huh? Tears? I'm crying, why?
The scene from the flamed matchstick came crashing back onto her and she let out a sob.
Why? Ah, why? Was I what I wanted so badly? Ah!
She can't You know what's the weird part? I know what I did sounded absolutely weird. Like the supposed wailing, right? I know, it sounds terrible. Actually, I know someone who did it this way. I mean, maybe technically she still does, but it's so weird to sound like that. Like, woo, 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 woo. It's so weird. Anyway, I bet Poppy over here sounded weird. Also, there's a snot coming out of her nose. What the hell? I did not expect that. She can't help yelling as the sobs come uncontrollably.
How come? Why? I should be happy. I should be happy. I have a family. I have a place to go home to it. Wait, why? Why I need someone to come find me? Was I that jealous of everyone around me?
I mean, it's okay to be jealous. Let's face it.
Why couldn't I just be happy? Why did I need to be anything like them? Why could I be like them?
Was that all she wanted? That's all. A dream is just for someone to come back to find her. To just magic it all the way with the sweep of a wand. Was she always this weak?
Why? Why does everything I do never work out?
She dropped to her knees. We tumble, causing all the matchsticks to fall out and scatter in the snow. Useless. Just like her. They'll never light again.
And why? I tried so hard. Why couldn't I be happy? Why couldn't I do anything to make myself happy? Why did I become like this? Why did I become someone so useless? Why?
Heaving between the tears and the sobs, Poppy dropped in the snow, fingers blue from the chill as she curled in on herself. She continued sobbing, tears mixing the melting snow, all for an audience of the wind and the night sky. 12 a.m. She isn't sure how long she cried in the snow, but by the time she calmed down, she was starting to feel warm.
Who knew? I need matches, I just need to cry until I felt warm.
She sniffles one more time as she rolls on her back to look at the sky. The snow has finally stopped, and as the clouds drift slowly across the night sky, Poppy can spot stars between the gaps.
Grandma, I want to go back to those days. Ah.
Poppy let out a yawn. Watching the clouds move so lazily made her sleepy too.
If I fall asleep here, they'll be mad when they find me in the morning. I don't care. I don't care anymore.
Rekindled. Wait, you were able to... Unknown time. Home. Poppy opens her eyes to an old but familiar scene. The stove with the bubbling stew, the fireplace with the bright flames, warm laughter coming from the couch by the fire, the table full of plain but beloved food laid out in front of her. Every bit of it made Poppy smile.
Hello, mister.
When did he get here? A tall and pale man sat across from her. There is a flicker of annoyance across his face as he drums his fingers on the table.
Did he not hear me? He's looking at me for... Mister? What was that?
The word looked just for it shook. She waits a moment, but it doesn't happen again. Her attention back at the stranger. She finds him still looking at her intensely and she can't help but avert her gaze. Her eyes landing on the food.
Are you hungry?
The sight of the food makes her stomach growl, but she hurries to serve the stranger first, cutting chicken much more bland than what she saw in the matches for him. As great as the food tasted that first night under her father's care, she remembers now. All that rich food actually made her sick to her stomach when she went to sleep. You know what? That's actually... That can actually happen. Yeah. I guess it was overdone with the spices.
No, not yet.
Puppy!
Poppy jumps hands, twirling around to find the source of the voice.
That's strange. I thought I heard Rudy's voice from over there, but he's... Did he not notice that? Well, anyways, if you're not hungry and you can eat later, just leave it here for now.
Yeah, I think I will.
Poppy holds still as the stranger suddenly reaches over, fingers trailing the side of her hair and to the beginning of her braids. His hand races, and to her surprise, she sees a familiar object in his hand.
A matchstick!
He holds the stick towards her, and when she reaches to take it, it bursts into a tiny flame.
Take good care of it now.
The match, now flickering with fire but not burning, floated above her palms.
But mister...
1 in the morning.
Downtown.
Puppy!
Hey...
Poppy lets out a breath. He's blurry, but is that Rudy's face she's seeing?
Wake up! Please wake up, Puppy! Please don't let me be too late again!
Rudy...
The figure holding her slowly comes to focus.
Puppy! Puppy, oh my god!
Poppy feels him shake as he holds her and he looks away, but she... Oh, I get it. I get it now. What's the matchstick now? From that little scene. He was literally holding like the flame of her life. Something like that. But she can still see the tears forming in the corner of his eyes. He's crying. He's crying for her? She's worth crying for?
Rudy, your eyes are turning blue. What are you doing out here in the cold?
Rudy whips his bed back towards her so quickly. Poppy would have jumped out of his arms in surprise if she wasn't feeling so heavy.
I should be one to ask you that. What the hell were you doing sleeping in the snow?
Well, it was comfy.
You... forget it, Scotty, you can wait. I need to bring you somewhere warm.
Rudy shakes as much snow as he can of Poppy as he stands, carrying her in his arms with ease.
You're so light.
Don't comment on my wave.
Hehe. Rudy lets out a laugh as he starts to walk. For his laugh was genuine, the sadness in it doesn't escape Poppy's notice.
Ready?
Rudy, what are you doing here so late at night?
I could ask you the same.
I'm selling matches, but you don't work in sales, you have no excuse.
Poppy, do you forget? I'll forgive you just this once. I said I want to see you again. You...
What?
Right, it was not all in her mind?
Damn!
You said you wanted to, too. And we'll meet in a week. If not then we'll meet on the Christmas Eve when you were certain you'd be here.
Did I really say that?
You didn't show for the first time. A week into December.
Sorry, a week into December. Oh. The bankers came by with some tough-looking men, so I dragged father into hiding. I'm so sorry.
Like I said, I'll forgive you just this once. Even though you said you'd be here, I thought you'd be at the town square, so that's where I waited.
Did you wait all night for me?
Of course!
Why?
What do you mean why? I want to see you, so of course I waited. I looked everywhere for you too.
Why? You should have gone home. It was snowing so hard. Why would you wait for me? I probably wouldn't even have been here.
But you were, weren't you? I would have searched all night for you if I needed to. I just found you. I can't lose you again.
Hey?
When are you going to understand, Poppy? I would wait all night. I would walk kilometers through a snowstorm for you. Because you're worthy every second, every hardship I have to face. And the one who doesn't realize that is a fool. There's nothing if I can save you, if I can sit next to you again.
Poppy remained silent as Rudy explained while he thrashed through the snow carrying her. She realized. She did realize. It's true, he's telling the truth. And for some reason that made a deep pain in her chest.
Hey!
She couldn't stop the tears from flowing, it was just like before.
Oh, you dummy! Have you cried enough? Now you're crying in front of Rudy.
Poppy, what's wrong? Don't worry, we'll get to my place soon enough to start the fire.
I'm sorry.
She sobs and heaves, trying to stop her tears with her hands. It was just like before. But somehow it was so much warmer. Rudy cared. Someone cared without her asking. That person exists. Rudy exists.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Don't mention it.
By the way, how far is a kilometer?
The sprint is from one end of the island to the other.
You'd walk the whole country for me?
Yes,
Oh, don't lie.
I'm not lying.
At least, take a coach.
The next few days happened in a blur. At first, Poppy drifted in and out of consciousness as her body started to recover. She wasn't sure who came to see her or what the doctor said, but Rudy sat by her side the whole time. She knew because she could feel his hands in hers, and because she kept seeing him in both reality and her dreams. Oi! Oi, 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 oi! That... Seems like a little bug. Laughing alongside her as they ate stew and sat by the fire, and gently patting her hand as he sat next to her bed. Eventually Poppy woke, finally lucid to an empty but warm room. It was a larger room than Poppy had ever seen for a single bed, and far more luxuriously decorated than any room she's walked into before. Shelves filled with books with glittery spines, a beautiful music box above a warm fireplace. Oh, there is, yeah. And these sheets. Poppy had never felt anything so soft before. But why'd she alone? It couldn't have been all a dream, because otherwise she wouldn't wake here. But...
Rudy?
She called out. When there was no response, she grew worried. The room and the atmosphere is perfect, but there is a Rudy shape cut out of it. Without him, it just isn't complete.
Rudy?
She calls again. When there is no answer, she pulls the covers off and gets out of bed. Or at least she tries to. Her legs collapse under her and she looks down to see bandages covering the entirety of her feet and reaching halfway up to her knee on one leg while they are wrapped past her knee on the other.
I really messed myself up.
Poppy?
Heavy footsteps resound from outside the door before it bursts open. A frantic and tired-looking Rudy stumbling through.
Poppy, what happened?
I wanted to know where you went.
Oh, sorry. I fell asleep cutting the vegetables.
Hey?
But here, let me help you up.
Gently he bent down and put her arm around his shoulders to help her up.
Does it hurt? I'll help you back to bed. It's too soon for you to get out.
I don't want to keep sitting in bed.
Despite that, Rudy walks her back to the bed and lets her sit down. The moment her feet were pressing against the ground, she felt better. But it's painfully obvious this isn't going to heal overnight. Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised it was, maybe not heavy, but a bit of a frostbite.
You won't. I promise you will get better.
But I have to go.
Go where?
Rudy, can I really stay here?
As long as you need to. And I would hope you'd want to stay longer than that too.
Hey?
Do you remember what I said? I meant it. I want to be with you. And I hope you'd want to too. Please don't leave me again, Poppy.
Technically it was you who left, but let's not get into the details, I guess. Poppy lost count of the number of times Rudy left her speechless since she saw him again. He keeps acting like she's of a treasure, but in her mind she's pretty sure that he's the shiny gem she can't believe appeared in her life.
Of course, I promise. I'll stay with you forever.
She meant it. Everything that happened felt too good to be true. Poppy thought all she had were cold nights curled on the floor, taking her father's rage, freezing on the streets, paying for someone to come and save her. She never thought the universe would answer her. Given the choice, why would she ever turn to the life she had before? Was there ever a reason to suffer alone in the cold like she did?
Take good care of it now.
Poppy smiled.
Yes, I'll stay with you forever.
With Rudy, Poppy knows even the smallest fire will keep her warm. Let's go. Oh, wait, there was some. And A unlocked? And A, you say? That would suggest there are more endings. Ladies and gentlemen, I'll leave it to you. But oh, there are 2 endings in general. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm leaving the other ending to you if you want to see it. The link is obviously in the description. I'm gonna check it out on my own. Script scene 90%. Gotcha. Extras. CGs. Oh, 1 undiscovered. Alright. You know what? For me, it's a success because we got a good ending for our Poppy here. Unless, I don't know, like the second ending is even better somehow. First of all, I will like quickly check out, look for that second ending to see what it might be about. I don't know, maybe if it's something depending on one choice, we will check out what other stuff there is. However, as I mentioned, the game is linked in the description. It's a free game. Go and download it yourself, play it yourself as well. Rate it properly, high rating please for that, because it deserves that. What else is there to say? That's pretty much it. That was a banger of a story, to be honest. As you know, I like silly stories, but I also like getting into serious mood as well, so... yeah. That ending was super interesting, with the guy appearing out of nowhere in her head, or whatever, and like, here, take this match, and keep to it. I mean, that match literally represented her life over there in that situation for sure. If not for that scene, well, it would be probably, I would be guessing, a bad end, basically. This story kind of also showed us like how people look at those who are not so well off, if you know what I mean. Like in that situation with the tree over there. That was kind of ridiculous. I mean, if people are like, hey, look at her, she's so, you know, she's worse than us because she's like poor or whatever, like, they made her the center of attention like that. Like, dude, that's such a garbage approach of people. I'm glad our Rudy over here, you know, like basically didn't care about any of that and approached her and so on. That's nice, that's nice. It's good that he's not being changed basically. And luckily enough he found Poppy. Luckily enough. Well, I assume he will give her a happy life. Wow. What a great story. Anywho. And I absolutely loved, I mean, I will repeat it again. I loved that little moment with the match being given to her in her head. Or in her dream or something. That literally represented her life. That was so nice. And she's back. I kind of would like to have a little snippet into the future to see how the life goes for those two, but Well, I think we can assume they are happy together. Anywho, with that being said, let's end the episode. As per usual, consider liking and subscribing and so on. Get the game yourself, as I already said, but you know, I will repeat again. Why not? Why wouldn't I? A game from Akua. And tomorrow we'll play something else. We'll see. We'll see what else each that you has in the store for us. Anyway, hope you all have a wonderful day. Hopefully I'll see you tomorrow too. Bye bye.